From San Francisco's premier comedy club, The Punchline, it's the third of 4 Comedy Tonight specials. This week, starring Darryl Henriques.
Everything I'm about to tell you is true.
Bob Sarlatte.
Even church festivals were called bazaars. Come see the two-headed priest. Bring him in here now.
And we'll have a special interview from our Comedy Tonight reporter.
Comedy Tonight? What the hell are you talking about? It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Good evening, and welcome to Comedy Tonight. I'm your host, Alex Bennett. Tonight we're going to have another great evening of comedy. Our first performer is originally from Jamaica. He's played all the major comedy clubs on the West Coast, and he was in Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, a big welcome for the eccentric Darryl Henriques.
Good evening. My name is Darryl Henriques, or Henriques. It's a Latino name. But I'm not Latino, I'm a Sephardic Jew from the island of Jamaica. As many of you know, Jamaica is an island about the size of this room that annually produces over $1 billion worth of high-grade marijuana. And they have so much marijuana in Jamaica that when they roll it up, they use the Sunday supplement of the New York Times. And I'm sort of a naive kind of guy, and I was there last summer, and someone offered me a joint, and I said, sure. So I pulled out my package of rolling papers, and they took one look at it, and they said, "Lord, man, what is that? Looks like a repair kit for a roach." Being Jewish and having a Latino name causes certain kinds of problems. For example, I was in Hollywood, and I got called into this casting director's office, and I went in there, and the woman looked at me, and she said, "Excuse me, but where are you from?" I said, "Hey, I'm from Jamaica." She says, "Well, I'm sorry, but we wanted a real Mexican." I thought to myself, wow, L.A. must be filled with real and fake Mexicans. So I left her office, I got into my Chevy. I drove into East L.A., and sure enough, all throughout East Los Angeles, there were like 100,000 Swedes, all using Grecian formula. Walking into Mexican restaurants saying things like, "Dos combination, please, por favor." Yeah, 5 tortillas, please. So I said, "Hey, where are the Chicanos? Where's la raza?" Found out they're all hanging out on street corners in Stockholm. Saying things like, "Hey, looking good. You want to come over to my pad? I got a groovy sauna. Or would you like to go for a ride in my Volvo?" Being sort of an environmentalist, I'm kind of concerned about the energy crisis, and I saw this ad on TV that I think is the solution to the energy crisis, and I'd like to share it with you here this evening. This guy comes on TV and he says, "Are you worried about the energy crisis? Disgusted with high utility bills? Fed up with being an energy victim? Then take control of your life. Make your home energy self-sufficient. Buy or lease U.S. Adams home nuclear reactor. Small enough to fit into your abandoned fallout shelter, yet powerful enough to power your major home appliances, including your washer, dryer, stove, fridge, freezer, microwave, waffle iron, toaster, coffee maker, mixer, blender, food processor, crock pot, electric wok, electric knife, knife sharpener, can opener, popcorn popper, cheese grater, meat slicer, dishwasher, garbage disposal, trash compactor, electric broom, vacuum cleaner, heater, water heater, hot tub, sauna, water pick, electric toothbrush, alarm clock, MFM stereo, turntable, tape deck, VTR, color television, and your automatic garage door opener. Not to mention Dad's electric razor, electric typewriter, skill saw, table saw, saber saw, chainsaw, lawnmower, hedger and hedge trimmer, and Mom's sewing machine, steam iron, curling iron, hair dryer, and dildo, and Bud's electric guitar. With preamp, amp, post amp, Echoplex, a wah-wah pedal, and Betty's electric disco party dress. Your home nuclear reactor comes fully equipped with a new lightweight plastic containment vessel. And easy to follow emergency instructions in case of a mini meltdown. If you order today, you'll receive free directions on how to assemble your own home-size atom bomb out of your very own nuclear waste, enabling you to become a dominant military power in your very own neighborhood. Wait. No. They're trying to get me off of here, but I got to do one more thing. This is one more thing. It's a little bit weird. I hope that you enjoy it.
Everything I'm about to tell you is true.
You know, someone once said, everything that eats in its turn is eaten. I hadn't realized the significance of that statement until I had this strange experience.
I was driving from Oakland to Los Angeles.
I left Oakland about midnight, headed out 580, lit up a couple of joints, smoked them. By the time I got to Tracy, I had the screaming munchies. So I pulled into Bix Juicy Burgers, ordered up 2 double cheeseburgers, 3 orders of French fries with lots of ketchup. That's how I like them, Alex. And 4 cherry cokes. When I finished, Then I headed across the street to the Valley Liquor Store and bought myself a bottle of Jimmy Beam just to keep myself company down the long and lonely stretches of Interstate 5. I got in my car, poured myself a shot, took a couple of bennies, a few Dexies, and a box of No-Dos. I wasn't going to fall asleep at the wheel and become another mealy statistic.
And then, just to mellow myself out, I took a handful of Quaaludes. Put my favorite Perry Como tape on the tape deck. Oh, yeah. And pulled out onto the freeway. Whoa.
And immediately began cursing myself criminally. Why hadn't I taken the coast route? The whole Central Valley was covered by a thick layer of Thule fog. I had to reduce my speed to 85 miles an hour. I couldn't see a thing! And then I saw it, looming out of the fog, like a giant cyclopean eye, a cigar-shaped light. Wow, what was it? A gas station sign? A truck upended in a gully? No, that wasn't it either. It was, in fact, a cigar-shaped light. Whoa! Next thing I know, the light had enveloped the car. I was airborne, totally out of control! I then found myself in a translucent tube, naked. Except for my pink socks. And then I saw them. The space farmers. They were on a routine inspection of Meat Ranch Earth. That's right. Earth is a meat ranch. And people are the meat. They were testing my body to see if it had the necessary nutrients for their minimum daily requirements. Lead, mercury, strontium 90, LSD, DDT, and STP. I had them all. And more. You know, the space farmers told me they really enjoyed people meat. One of the reasons was because we were self-packaging. Polyester leisure suits were like saran wrap. Automobiles were like little walnuts to be cracked open. And ironically, their harvest ships were identical to our sports stadia. And on harvest day, they planned to land them in large metropolitan areas. Put up a sign saying, game today. Wait for them to fill up and then fly off to their processing plants on Uranus. The next thing I knew, I was back in my car going down the grapevine into the San Fernando Valley. I looked at my watch. Jesus Christ! It was 2:30. From Oakland to Los Angeles in 2.5 hours by automobile. That! I don't expect any of you to believe me.
But I had to tell you anyway.
Thank you very, very much. Good night.
Before big, likable Bob Sarlatte shows up, our Comedy Tonight reporter is close by with an interview somewhere in San Francisco. Watch.
Thank you, Alex. This is Frank Zamacona for Comedy Tonight. And today we're in the Presidio of San Francisco, a truly beautiful part of the city. Excuse me, I'm Frank Zamacona from Comedy Tonight.
Comedy Tonight? What the hell are you talking about? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Who the hell let you in here anyway? Mind me to fire that communications officer.
What is your name, General?
General George S. Patton, 3rd Army.
General, are you waxing the tank?
Of course I'm waxing. What does it look like I'm doing? It's my tank. Well, it's a custom job, too, I'll tell you. 2 full-blown fuel-injected cat engines, 10 on the floor. Thing does 0 to 60 in 10 seconds. Really hauls, as they say.
Where would you drive such a vehicle?
Anywhere there's a road. In fact, where there's no roads, you make your own damn road.
Well, how's the gas mileage on this?
Lousy. What the hell do I care? I have a gas truck follow me around.
Do you take dates out on this tank, General?
All I can say is, baby, when this tank's rocking, don't bother knocking.
Well, we'd like to ask you one serious question, General. What do you think of this new military budget?
I think it's great. Best thing that ever happened. Can't wait till we get our new bucks. I'm gonna put some money in here like you won't believe. Chrome reverse rims all the way around, custom paint job, pinstripes, little chain steering wheel, and a hydraulic system that'll make this sucker bounce higher than any lowrider you've ever seen. It's gonna be cherry. I'm painted candy apple red.
Well, thank you, General. Back to you, Alex.
Where does he find those people? Well, let's not let the humor stop here. The next performer is a man of many talents. He's headlined every major nightclub in San Francisco, and now he's gone on to television and radio and just recently theater. Let's have a warm welcome for a San Francisco original, Bob Sarlatte.
How about a nice hand for the band? Weren't they something? Come on, how about it? Great. Oh, I love these studio crowds. Isn't it great, huh? Nice and cool, huh? How many are cool as a cucumber right now? I know I am. Just an added bonus for this particular crowd. Hey, you see these lights? After the show, they're yours. Just take them with you. Oh, golly. What a treat. Boy, it's nice to be here. I had a nice day this afternoon. How many folks, when it's real hot or real cold in San Francisco, like to go out to the beach, put your foot up on a rock, and pose for your own phony album covers? Anyone like to do that? Bob, Reflections. Ah, golly. Ah, it's nice to have an intro from Alex. Have any radio fans here? I like to listen to the radio in the morning. I've always loved the radio. In fact, I kind of wanted a job like Alex's once, to work between 6 and 10. I still would like to work between 6 and 10 as a morning man, because I always wanted to talk in a lisp so people would think their radios weren't tuned in right, you know? It's 9 when it's after 6. 66 degrees outside. Tune that sucker in, tune it in, honey. Let's check the sky, let's see what it's like. God bless it, tune it in. They do so many time checks, not so much on Alex's station, but, you know, in the morning, you're shaving, it's like, it's 9 minutes after 6. 55 degrees outside. Ooh, check it, 10 minutes after 6, how are you? Ooh, how are you? 10 and a half, call it 11, 49.7. Say something else! No, I like to listen to the news. If you listen to rock and roll news, like top 40 radio news, I always feel sorry for the newsman because they always give the guy about 8 seconds for the news. It's like, what's the news, Bob? Well, let's see. Big murder, Niners won, weather's nice. Back to you, you know. But the person that does the news for somebody like Dr. Don Rose in the morning, it's even worse because no matter how serious the story is, this guy's still screwing around. What's the news, Bob? Well, Dr. Don, another big mass murder down in Santa Cruz. Oh, is that right, Bob? 6:19. Thanks, Dr. Don. You watch the television news a lot. You know, every anchor person, anybody that works for a television station is very anglicized, no matter what their ethnic background is. And the only time, like, a Latino news person can get off is when they're saying something Spanish. You ever see these guys? You know? And that's the story down here in the South Bay. In San Jose! Rigo Chacon! I saw Terry Lowry doing that, you know. Well, if you look in Central America, in San Salvador, you know, wouldn't it be great if they had other ethnic guys could do that, like a black newscaster comes on, you know, yeah, down in Los Angeles today. In what? Ronald Johnson, age 34. I like listening to the radio in the morning, though, because, well, I ever listen to stations like network radio stations, real old-fashioned stuff, like KGO, KCBS, network affiliate stations. They play the most old-fashioned news with the most old-fashioned commercials on the hour, like things for, like, Porcelana, medicated fade cream. You ever hear this? Marge, why didn't you show Clara your brand new ring? Oh, no, I was afraid she'd look at my hands and guess my age. What, does she work in a carnival or what? You know? I mean, how many people do that? You know, 68, 69. You're an old fart, aren't you, Grandma, huh? How many rings are on your stomach? Let's check it out here. They advertise things for, like, Polident, which may be a great product if you need denture cleanser. They don't use much of a selling point in selling Polident. They'll say, hey, try new Polident and say goodbye forever to those nasty blueberry stains. Whew. There's a load off my mind, huh? I mean, how often do you eat blueberries? It's not exactly the staff of life, you know? There aren't a bunch of people from East India going, please, the blueberries, I must have them, please. You know? Wouldn't it be great to be some sadistic rest home operator? All right, all you old folks, it's time for dinner. We got blueberries, corn on the cob, and apples. Come on in here. Actually, I grew up in the city, and I'm not unique to the fact I'm any Catholic people here? Stir. Okay. Really? Now, how many years did you go? 42 years. Thanks. Well, actually, it was in Catholic school where I learned how to do this. Thank you very much. Let's all try that with the webbing of the fingers, shall we? Just kind of everybody right here in the club. Just sounds like something totally different, but thanks for trying. See, if you go to Catholic school, you have to come up with inventive ways to fool around. I mean, anybody can get caught doing this. Remember this one? Or doing this. Whoa! You know? You do this, you can make it look like you're paying attention and still get a couple of cheap laughs from the back of the room, you know? Mr. Sarlatte, what's the answer to problem 9? Sister, I'm not sure. Just give me a chance. I'm not positive. Just, I don't know. Even the words in school used to scare me. Like the place where you put your lunch in your sweater. They used to call that the cloakroom. How many kids in 3rd grade wore a cloak? Hello, sister. Just going to the cloakroom. And afterwards to the lavatory. Please let me go, sister, please. Remember the word for conduct? They used to call that deportment. Deportment. We figured if we screwed around, they'd send us out of the country, you know? Even church festivals were called bazaars. Come see the two-headed priest. Bring him in here now. Where's that bearded nun? Come on in here, sister. Then they had heaven, hell, purgatory. Then there was a very strange place you could go called limbo. Spend the rest of your life with Chubby Checker, you know? Lower, okay, God. Limbo, that's like the word, like when somebody gets divorced, they always use the word estranged, you know. Bob and his estranged wife. I remember school for lots of things, like remember every time somebody would get sick in school? Remember this? They used to put like hideous pink sawdust on the floor. Like everybody's seen sawdust, but never that particular shade, you know? It was like some company made that just for the schools. You know? Yeah, I work for Acme Barf Dust. Yeah, it's good company. Business is kind of slow now. Wait till fall comes. We're going to deal with the cafeteria people, you know. Yeah, I always felt sorry for the janitors in school. You know how they'd be sitting in the boiler room reading horny magazines 364 days a year. One day a year, a barf light would come on. Kid heaving in room 9. Oh. Oh. So where are you headed after the show? Home. Thank you. To a bar? TikTok. We turn that cash register up a little louder? Perfect. Thank you. Has anyone ever gone out to dinner and sent back a bottle of wine here? Have you? What kind of wine was it, sir? Red. Now there's a man that knows wine. This stuff's obviously what? I asked for red, okay? Totally different colors. You can't fool me now. I've never had the guts to do it. To me, if you're going to send wine back in a restaurant, you kind of have to go into it with that in mind, you know? You have to be armed with your best French accent and be able to go, Monsieur, this wine is horse manure. And change your tie, you pig. I've never had the guts, even if they gave me the worst wine in the house, and the guy says, how do you like the wine, sir? I'd say, it's fine. We'll just use it in our salad. Don't you love to go to places now where you go in, they say, would you guys like some fresh ground pepper on your salads? Giant pepper mill. Who's listening to the guy anyway, you know? You're with a date, a friend, whatever. Like some pepper? Yeah, sure. You're talking. You're talking. Pretty soon you got a big ant farm in front of you, you know? Anybody have Mexican food tonight? Yeah, I was going to guess that table. Yeah. Kreskin. Thank you very much. Kreskin. Yeah. No, Mexican, I like the only trouble with eating Mexican food is when you think you've eaten enough, you generally already have. You know how it sneaks up on you? Like, you're okay for the first hour, then all of a sudden it hits, you know, how you doing, Bob? Oh, I'm feeling pretty. I don't know what happened. I think you better drive. I thought they should have public service announcements for people who eat Mexican food, you know? Bob thought he felt great. Did he really need that last combination plate for the road? If he's really your best friend, you drive home after Mexican dinner, you know? Chinese food's good. Chinese people never have the American consumer in mind when they name a place. Never really sounds all that appetizing. It's like, hey, honey, want to eat some Chinese food? Sure. What's that place called? Suck fat. No, thank you. Lung Fung? No. Hell, I ain't hungry. Yeah, a lot of good spots to go eat. There's a lot of real hip places to eat now. You seen these on the freeway now? They're all mostly in the suburbs. You know, places like, you know, with a little N in the apostrophe, you know, steak, lobster, beef, grog, hoof, mouth, you know. And they all serve the same thing, steak and lobster. They try to get some clever way to get you in there, like a nautical theme, you know, come to the seafaring whaler, you know. Guys are wearing net shirts, wow, you know. Place where the menu comes to you on an oar. That's clever. The bathrooms are labeled boys and gulls. How'd they ever think of that? If you're going to have a nautical themed restaurant, you might as well go all out. Dress the waiters to look like Captain Hook so it's easier to open the wine bottles, you know? Or you don't know. Anybody here have parents? Yeah, I have parents. I think they should bring back a new Olympic event for mothers. Mother swimming. Does anyone here have a mother or know a woman over 40 who will put her face in the water when she's swimming? New Olympic event, mother swimming. Want to dive in, Mom? Okay. My mother's great, though. My mother, I'll come home sometimes, I'll talk to my mom, and maybe I'll say a small swear word to her. And every time I do, she'll say stuff like, Rob, you didn't learn that here. As if there is a place where you learn that stuff. Like there's a guy at the blackboard at the park, and these are the words. I want you to memorize these. We're going to test on this stuff tomorrow, you know. My dad always talks about the Depression. And the kind of fathers, you know, things like, son, when I was your age, hamburgers were minus 20 cents. That's right, they used to pay us to eat them. Son, when I was your age, we used to make 3 cents an hour. And he always adds this part. We were glad to get it. Sorry, Dad. Nobody works for 3 cents an hour, okay? You have a choice to make it 3 cents an hour and not working? Hey, Dad, don't work, okay? Oh, no, there were no jobs. He belches, and after a big meal, my father belches. But unlike any human being, he doesn't sound like a human. He sounds like a bus. My dad will finish a big meal. Nice meal, honey. Can I have a transfer on that, Dad? My mother does weird things, like, you know, like you lose something at home. I'll walk in. I say, Ma, have you seen my sweater? Rob, it's wherever you left it. Thanks, Ma. That's perfect for me, thanks. Now you're thinking, Mom. All right. Every time I go home, my mother's on the phone. There are like two types of mothers that talk a lot on the phone. The ones that do all the talking and the ones that do all the listening. My mother is so polite to everybody. She is a listener. And every time she's on the phone, it sounds like she's answering a true-false test. You know the kind? Oh, yes. Yo. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yo. Mm-hmm. Obscene phone call doesn't make any difference, you know? Oh, no. Not today. Thanks for the call, though. And then the big wind-up. Okay, then. Alrighty, then. Okay. We'll see you. Alrighty. Okay, then. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. 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 Thank you very much. You've been a nice crowd. Thank you.
Bob Sarlatte, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank the Punchline, Darryl Henriques and Bob Sarlatte, and of course all of you for joining us this evening on Comedy Tonight. Give yourself a big round of applause.
Production and broadcast of Frank Zamacona's Comedy Tonight made possible by the more than 190,000 members of KQED. And next week, we'll have more laughs, which of course you'll be able to first catch on Saturday night. Bob the Bobcat Goldthwait, D. Allen Moss, and Leland Cotton Brown will be here next Saturday night at 10 here on Comedy Tonight. Join us for My Dinner with Andre. Andre Gregory and Wallace Shawn sit down together after many years. You're invited to pull up a chair and join in the feast, directed by Louis Malle, 11:30, about 2 minutes from now.
I just moved to San Francisco recently, and I don't know if you know this, but when you move to San Francisco nowadays, you have to report to the city hall, and they assign you to a cult.
The number 4 participation sport in America today is camping. Boy, there's a tough sport to participate in, huh? Geez, honey, I can't eat all those flapjacks. Whoa.